Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolescence, and I want to welcome you all back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at the newest release by the company Azzaro, and this one is called Wanted by Night, so stay tuned. So this fragrance was released just this year in 2018. It seems like every year they release a new fragrance, a flanker of the original. So the original came out in 2016, right? And it was composed by Fabrice Pellegrin, who has done a ton of fragrances for Diptyque and Jo Malone and Parfum de Marly and Oriflame, and he's a very talented perfumer. The very next year in 2017, they released Wanted Free Ride, and then this year they released Wanted by Night. Now, Night is a very popular designation among fragrances. I mean, there was another one that I recently reviewed. I don't know if I published the video yet, but it's Mont Blanc Legend Night. So I have been seeing Night a lot, and it usually conveys a scent that is much darker, it's richer, it's fuller. And if you take a look at the note breakdown, it has like incense and tobacco and cedar wood and other woodsy notes, and it sounds like a really interesting fragrance, and it has been getting a lot of talk in the community, so I'm very excited to tell you what I think of this newest iteration from the house of Azzaro. But let's go ahead and start things off with the presentation. So here we have the presentation for Azzaro Wanted by Night. Kind of have this graphic here on the front, looks like the top of a bullet. This is Eau de Parfum concentration, unlike its predecessor, which is Eau de Toilette. I'm talking about the 2016 release. You have this graphic at the top of the box here. It's inspired by a revolver. Now, if you are looking for the serial number so you can authenticate your product, it's not at the bottom, but it's actually printed on the side here. Mine just says 3T, T like Thomas. Here we go once again with the design that kind of looks like a revolver. The cap for this one does click into place, so you can move this one around a lot. There's no fear of it coming apart. It clicks in there very tightly. And as far as the sprayer goes, the distribution is pretty good. It gets the job done. Let's go ahead and continue with the smell. Now, as soon as this fragrance opens up, you can tell that it is a flanker of Azzaro Wanted. Azzaro Wanted, for me, has this sort of tonka bean coumarin vibe with lemon on top, and it smells similar to other fragrances within that realm. Now, with this one, on the other hand, it's bolder, it's richer, it's more complex, and above all, it's spicier than its predecessor. And I really like that about this scent. Now, when I checked on Fragrantica.com, and for the most part, I do trust what Fragrantica says, not necessarily the people who vote on Fragrantica, but Fragrantica says it has this note of cumin. Now, I don't get cumin per se, because when I think of cumin, I think of fragrances like Rose 31 by Le Labo or Fate Man by Amouage, and that's not what I'm getting here. But I do get a spiciness that I would attribute to the note of cinnamon. So if you are a fan of cinnamon, I would recommend checking this one out. But it also has incense, which I don't really get as far as like a smoky nuance is concerned. I do get it as far as a resinous nuance is concerned. So yes, I do believe that there's probably some type of incense at play in there. There's also this tobacco note that is not cherry sweetened, kind of like a pipe tobacco. It's more of like a leafy herbal tobacco that I would say, you know, is at play in here. But it is a rich scent. It's rich. There's this sweetness coming through on account of the note of, I know the original, I believe, has like an ambery nuance. So I kind of get the same thing here. Amber as an ingredient is a fantasy note. So I don't know what they put in here to make it smell that way. What I can say is that it's a little sweet. It's definitely spicy, but it's not overwhelming. It's very easy to wear. It's kind of in the same family as like 1 Million Privé by Paco Rabanne. Overall, I think they did a fantastic job with this scent, and I mentioned this in one of my other videos. You know, I've been sampling a lot of the newer releases from 2018, and I have like Acqua di Gio Absolute, Invictus Aqua 2018, Mr. Burberry Indigo, and this one I would go as far as saying is one of the best releases of 2018. I'm actually wearing like 6 different fragrances right now, so I have the test strip that I was sampling it off today, but I've had this one for about 2 weeks now, and I purchased it from Macy's at Herald Square, and what I can say about this one is that it is a wonderful scent for a 2018 release. I like the direction that it goes in. I like how it's spicier and more complex. I definitely love it over the original, hands down. So I don't think I'm going to be reaching for the original any longer. I'm basically going to be wearing this one until I'm done with the bottle. Very nicely done. To the folks over at Azzaro, you did a wonderful job with this one. I'm excited to see what's going to be next year's release, or if there's going to be an original release from the brand. But overall, great fragrance. My wife even likes it too. Let's go ahead and finish things up with my overall assessment. Now, first up, we took a look at the uniqueness and the overall smell, and as far as the uniqueness is concerned, yes, I did compare it to 1 Million Privé by Paco Rabanne. At the end of the day, they are different fragrances. I was just sort of kind of thinking about what fragrance has been released recently that I can compare this one to, and I would say that that is the closest comparison, but there are a lot of other fragrances that fit in that category as well. Armani Code Profumo is another one that comes to mind too. Great scent. Very easy to wear. It's spicy, but not overly so. Not in a way that, you know, you would think twice about wearing it in the office or something like that. It's still a very easy to wear scent. And the few times that I've worn it to work, I've gotten complimented by my coworkers, both male and female. Longevity on this one is superb, like 7-8 hours. Projection on this one, also great. It jumped up off my skin for the first 2 to 2.5 hours. There aren't too many volatile notes in here. There are a lot of base notes. So it's going to last for a long time, but it's not going to be as loud as some of its more citrusy counterparts. So just keep that in mind. Versatility is great. I do think this one is geared more towards the colder weather. So as far as the timing of its release is concerned, I think they could have held off a little bit or maybe released it, you know, late last year as opposed to this year, but I digress. Anybody of any age can wear this one. Anybody of any sex can wear this one. Just keep in mind it's geared more towards the colder weather, but as long as you're wearing it in a climate-controlled environment and you apply conservatively, you can definitely get away with this. Hey, I've been wearing it to work, and yesterday we had like 75, it was like 75 degrees outside, so great fragrance. And as far as the presentation is concerned, I know some people in the past have called it kitschy, excuse me. A lot of fragrances kind of fall in that realm nowadays, right? Good Girl by Carolina Herrera, any number of Paco Rabanne fragrances fit that bill. But, you know, you want to release something that's memorable. You want to release something that you see on the shelf and it really stands out, it pops out. And I think this one definitely does that job. My final verdict on this one is I love this scent. I really do. I like the direction that they took it in. If people are talking about it online, they're talking about it for good reason. I think it's a very well done scent, and I like how they went for something a bit bolder and richer and more mature, more sophisticated, spicier tobacco incense. And they did a wonderful job with this one. You know, it's funny because 2 years ago, maybe even 3 or 4 years ago in the community, we were talking about how everything is sport, everything is sport, everything is sport. And now we're finally getting the bold, rich fragrances. So they're listening to us, and for some reason we're still hating on it. Like, no, I don't want it to be so rich. Come on. You gotta take the good with the bad, and I think there's a little bit of everything for everybody out there. And I think they really struck a resonant chord with me on this one. Job well done. So I did mention that there is going to be a giveaway attached to this video. All you need to do is leave a comment down below, and I want you to tell me, what is your favorite release of 2018 so far? Because this is one of my favorites. If you don't know, then just tell me, which one are you the most excited for? I know they're coming out with a new Armani Code. I know they're coming out with a new Prada, Luna Rossa Black. So which 2018 release are you the most excited for this year, or which one that you've smelled do you like the most? Which one is your favorite? Leave a comment down below. I'm going to pick the winner or winners, depending on how many likes this video gets, in 1 week's time, and I'm going to post the winner's comment to the top of my comments list so that you can see it right there. I'm gonna heart it so you get the notification. And once again, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, for tuning into my channel, supporting my content and what I do. It means the world to me. I love you guys. Remember to enable notifications by clicking on that little bell icon. I look forward to putting out another video for you guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.